It is your coach, Monica Stokes, y'all. It is Tuesday. It is Tuesday. And I'm just excited to get up here live to talk to y'all, to motivate y'all, and to pour into y'all. I work today. I've been mothering today. But I knew I need to use the time that God has placed upon all of us to utilize and do what He has assigned me to do with my kingdom purpose. I'm just looking on my laptop over here as it's streaming on in. As y'all are coming on in on the replay, or even if y'all are watching this on the live feed, y'all go ahead and drop y'all locations in the comments, because I just want to see where all of you are located out of. This space is created out of Holy Spirit, meaning I'm just a willing vessel that God has positioned, y'all, not because I'm something spectacular or something special. I'm just a child of God, just like you. And God has just literally told me your assignment is to motivate, to empower, and to encourage. So that is why I come up here to do. I come up here to pour into the you that may feel depleted. I'm here to pour into the you that may even feel like you're defeated. You notice I said feel like. You may feel like you are depleted. You may feel like you are defeated. But God said, even when we feel defeated, even when we feel drained, He is the one that's going to come in and give us the strength. Because I'm asking Him right now, God, give me the strength to deliver this word to the one, the two, the thousands that need to hear it. Because I know it's not of my spirit, not by my might, but it's by Holy Spirit that said, go up there and you speak to the ones that need to hear a word that's really going to empower them and that's going to encourage them. This is not on and popping. It ain't popular. But God say, those of us that are willing to be stood apart, those of us that are willing to be on the narrow path, you got to be okay doing what's not crack-a-lacking, what's not popping to the world. You got to be stood apart by saying, I may be sitting at this table by myself, but I'm not by myself. God is with me. I may be on this path of righteousness that seems like I'm by myself, meaning you don't have a crowd of people following you, understanding you, being like you. But God said He'll bring special people in your life that He will align up that's going to get you. And I know this from my own personal testimony, y'all. For so long, I was chasing the love. I was chasing the validation. I was chasing to be understood. But in the midst of the chase, I was losing me. I didn't know who I was. So if that's you, you've been chasing love, you've been chasing to be understood, this is a word of encouragement and word to the wise that's living the truth. When you keep chasing it, it's not really what you want. Real love, real compassion, those that really get you, they'll fall into alignment into your life. So don't be around here chasing love. Chasing friendships, chasing to fit into the mold of other people idea of who you supposed to be, how you supposed to sound, how you supposed to look. It's gonna be critics that always gonna have an opinion, but that is exactly what it is. It's their public opinion. God say, don't sit on the public and listen to the public opinion of the world. God says, stand on my word and stand on who I tell you that you are. And as much as I'm telling you this, I'm just getting so much strength in me, and it's all God. He said, don't be standing on the world identity of who you were, because you had a past. We all have a past. And we are all still living. And I'm so grateful my pastor spoke on this Sunday. We are still living each and every day by the grace of God. Each and every day. We are all living on the grace of God. And it's not saying, oh, I'm just going to sin and live this way and this way because God going to forgive me. No, it's not taking advantage of the grace. It's just knowing that you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have thoughts. But you have to stand up for that thing and say, okay, what do I need to do to recondition my mind with that? That's like me today, y'all. Just going to be honest. I'm like, God, where's this strength going to come from to come up here and to pour into your victorious ones? God say, first off, I'm not asking you to do nothing above what's already in you. Ooh, so that's what God is speaking to you. He is not asking you to do anything that is not above what's already in you. And it's when you really stand up and say, am I really tired? Am I really making excuses? Or am I really needing to rest? So that's when you weigh your options, but then you really got to be real with yourself and say, but I've been making excuses. Come on, it's just real talk. Since January 1 and we in September, and I have not really set up goals and taking action. I'm just being real with y'all. And I'm still a work in progress with certain goals in my life. But I'm just being real with you. Because I want you to see what it looked like to really hold yourself accountable without saying, oh, God don't have better for me, this, that, and the third, blaming God when the whole time God said, you've been knocking, you've been crying, you've been praying, you've been praising for that victory. And God said, I have opened up the opportunity. I have opened up the door, but are you going to walk through that door opportunity? And what it means to walk through the door opportunity is to be obedient. And your obedience is not about what other people say. And this is the book I've been reading, y'all. And I've been wanting this book, and I seen it the other day. I said, I got to get it. It's called The Let Them Theory. This book has been blessing me the times that I've been having to read it. So just like I come up here to give y'all encouragement, give y'all motivation on the back end, the key to growth that I am learning, y'all, and is living it, I keep saying it because I have to live what I teach, is that I have to grow on the back end. So life is an everyday journey where you have to decide to choose to grow every day. Nobody can go outside, say you have a garden, and tend to your garden. You got to be the one tending to your garden. And when we're talking about your garden, we're talking about your mental health. We're talking about your physical, your spiritual well-being, all of us. So nobody can't tend to our garden. We got to tend to our own garden. So this is what God gave me today. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome to the live, sweetheart. I love each and every one of y'all as well. Your coach, literally, y'all, I've been working today. I just go to tell y'all this because this is what executing look like, even when you like, God, whoo, I've had a day, a good day, but God said that doesn't mean your purpose still don't need to go for. So I'm not going to be on here long, but I'm going to pour with what I have left in my tape. God say on today, it played its part in your story. Now you have to play yours. That's what he gave me, y'all. It, whatever your it is. So you need to think about whatever it is for your story and your life and your testimony. I just come up here and give y'all examples of what the it could be, just based on my life. It played its part in your story. The hurt, the pain, whatever and whomever, it don't even matter. Meaning, don't zone in necessarily who hurt you, why they hurt you. Yes, you're going to need to go through a season of processing the hurt and healing through it. I'm not discrediting that. But don't make that the reason why you're stuck saying, oh, they hurt me because. God say, don't sit stuck on what they did or why they did it. He said, allow him to work in your heart to heal you. And he will do that, y'all. He will help you forgive people that you like, God, I don't know how to do this. Because I've had to do that. I've had to go upon God, just real talk. And I'm like, God, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. But I know I didn't deserve that treatment. I know I didn't deserve to be manipulated like that. God, I know I didn't deserve to be buried the way they tried to bury me. And God say, it happened the way that it did. And this is what God is speaking. I'm just pouring from experience. God is speaking and he said, it happened the way it did. Because not only did it happen for a purpose, but it happened because he is going to see and reveal to you why it had to happen. And sometimes we won't know exactly why it happened, but God will give you snippets and bits why it had to happen the way that it did. And God say it's because it had to strengthen something in you. Even he's teaching you how to forgive people that have wronged you. That's a test, y'all. And the only way we can grow through a test, God is speaking, is to go through it. The only way we can go through a test is to grow through it. So you can't pass the growth process. You got to go through it to grow through it. So God said, it played its part in your story. Now you have to play your part. So the part you're playing right now is saying, you know what, self? This you standing up within yourself. It ain't about nobody else. And this ain't about being selfish. Because, y'all, I have a family that I'm raising. 4 teenage young men. I work a full-time job. I have all kind of other things on my plate. But God said, in order for your plate to be nourishing, to be balanced, is you have to make sure that you're okay. So it's not selfish when I say talking about the victorious you. We're not discrediting the other things we got going on in our life. I'm not saying that. I have to say that up front. This ain't no channel about me, I. No. It's about you standing up and understanding your identity outside the brokenness of who you used to be. So I just want to give that little snippet. This channel is not no woe me, why me? When you always hear me talk about the victorious you. No, it's about you standing up against the old version of yourself and saying, I'm not going to stay stuck. I'm not going to keep making excuses. I'm not going to keep waiting on the validation of other people, but I'm about to really grow even when it looks hard, because it's when I do it, when it's hard, I'm showing myself something. God says, say it again. It's when you doing it, when it's hard, that you showing yourself something. You showing yourself the fighter that is really in you. Because you got to have a little fight to you. You got to have a little grit to you. When you really know that you know that you know that you can't keep settling. When you know that you know that you know that you done rose above so much of your past that you couldn't even identify with staying that old version of you. So it played its part in your story, whatever it is. I want you to think about that it. And say it played its part. But now I'm going to play my part. I'm going to learn with God how to forgive them, for they know not what they do. I'm going to learn how to live the righteous way that God need me to live. Are you going to be perfect? No, because we all make mistakes. But the fruit of who you are, it just shows through the light that you carry. Meaning, you know how to forgive people, y'all, even when you know that you didn't do nothing wrong to them. Because God said you are the light of love. So that's a test we have to have in life, y'all. Think about Jesus when he was on the cross. They know not what they did, and he was saying that to God. So God said we have the same experiences in life. Just like we want grace, we have to give grace. We have to know that vengeance is God's. He will take care of those that stand up against us. And I'm not telling y'all that's easy. Because you like, God, the more that I grow with you, it seems like the heat of life get turned up even more. And God say, it ain't that the heat of life getting turned up. It's just that you recognizing the power that's working within you. You'll be like, what is it in me that it used to make me want to snap at people when I don't snap at them no more? Now I probably pray for them out loud, because that's me. I'm going to testify. I pray to God sometime whenever I don't know how to contain my feelings. And I'll be like, God, I ain't trying to be ugly, but I got to pray to you right now in order to keep Monica in check, my emotions in check, and me in order. I'm going to praise God. I'm going to pray to God. I'm going to talk to God out loud. That's me. I'd rather talk to God about it than get outside of my feelings, my flesh, and lose my identity within myself of who God told me that I am. God say it to you. Speak to God. Talk to God about it. Because God said that's your safety anyway. God said that's your greatest weapon anyway. You're not folding against it. You're not fighting against it. But you are praising and you're using your faith to say, you know what? The only thing I know to do is say, God, help me right now. Because right now these feelings are all over the place. Because you're human. I'm never coming on here to tell y'all you're so victorious that you don't have feelings. I'm not going to tell y'all that. As a mother of 4 teenage young men, matter of fact, now 3 teenage young men plus a grown man, because my oldest just turned 18 Saturday, y'all. I'm a mother of 4. I know what it feels like to be like, God, I'm doing here. I'm going there. Where are my feelings? God said you're human. But that doesn't mean that you're not victorious. Victorious mean that you're overcoming the obstacles that have been set before you. Because each and every day, y'all, things are going to happen unexpectedly, whether it's a phone call, whatever it is. Maybe something in the mail. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. But some things unexpectedly happen because there's life. But it's the difference between being the victorious you and the victim you. You're going to know how to overcome. Not to settle. Not to let your tears keep you stuck. Because I cry many tears, y'all. I'm not going to tell y'all that I don't. Yes, I am who I am for God, but that doesn't discredit or take away that I am human and I have flesh and I have feelings. And I tell y'all this because I don't want you to think, oh, you have fallen so short of the glory of God that you can't cry. That's not a sign sign of weakness. Crying is a good thing. It cleanses your soul. And it's something about crying to God. You like, God gonna come take care of this. Because only thing I know how to do is cry. And God understands our groans. So it's okay to cry. I ain't never gonna say I'm too strong not to cry to God. I'd rather go cry to God. Ooh, y'all hear me out now? Than feeling like I gotta get on any kind of social media platform and post about it. Than getting on the phone feeling like I can have somebody help me when they gonna go and pray against me. Just gonna be real. Because sometimes we could be so vulnerable if we ain't discern how we feeling, and we'll go posting about it. Go talking about it to the wrong person. And God say, that ain't the position I need your feelings in. God said, I need you to come to me and let me rectify the situation. And I'm just grateful for all of y'all that's on here. Hey, Miss Starla, sweetheart, beautiful. Thanks for joining tonight's live. I'm pushing on tonight. Your coach is delivering out this word because I said I ain't going to let nothing stop me. This is season I declared to me, and it's not about me, but I want y'all to see what it look like to be pushing with purpose. Yeah, I'm going to rest tonight. Yeah, I'm going to get me some good sleep tonight. But I know that I wasn't going to be able to rest in peace, all the way peace, if I didn't take time out of my day to do what I'm purposed to do. And that's to motivate y'all, to encourage you, to empower you. I'm not sitting here giving you no word just to tickle your ears. No, I want to give y'all growth where you can relate to what God is giving me through my own personal walk, y'all. Because I know God is doing a new thing in this season, but you have to receive it. You have to declare it. You got to act on it. Just like I said, God said, knock on the door. Just keep knocking. Whatever it is, keep knocking. And then when he opened the door, an opportunity, you get to choose. Are you going to keep on standing there? Or are you going to walk through the door that God has given you? Are you going to walk through the door that God has opened for you? That's where a true choice come in at. And when you done enough fighting, meaning you didn't surrender your old ways, you didn't sacrifice, you didn't be obedient even when it was hard, and God started just unlocking chains off of you, you're going to be like, I can't even sit here silently in my corner no more. Because God has given me the victory. And victory is not about being loud. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about your moves is going to start speaking for itself. Meaning you're not going to be sitting on mediocrity. You're not going to be settling to please other people. But you're going to really say, I got to learn how to not be a people pleaser. And God to help you with that. You're going to be like, where is all this boldness coming from? Because that used to be the old me, y'all. God has switched my identity because I had to choose it. I had to learn. I had to grow through this thing. And I still have to choose it each and every day, y'all. Because it's a journey. Life is a journey. It played its part in your story. Now you have to play yours. It played its part. If you've been through a divorce, it played its part. Not the person, it. If you've been through a breakup, it played its part, not the person. If you've been through just some things of your past that you know that you did wrong. And listen, as much as I'm speaking this to y'all, I'm speaking it to the me as well. It played its part. So you cannot and do not need to keep looking at the past mistakes that you made. Keep on replaying it in your mind. What if I would have done it this way? God said, it ain't about the woulda, shoulda, couldas. It's about you winning against what you thought was going to be the end of you. But God said, I had graced you through that thing. My pastor, man, he preached a powerful word, y'all. And I'm going to link it to the bottom of this video because I watched it. Like, I went to the 9 o'clock service, which isn't recorded, but I was there. And then I rewatched the 10:30 service this morning. And that thing just gave me, it electrified me. So I'm going to actually link it down below, y'all. Because when I tell you, when God keeps giving you words that's going to keep on electrifying, that's going to spark you, that's what you have to have. That's what we have to have on our walk to victory. Because our victory ain't always going to look like it's right in front of us. Our victory ain't going to look like that it's even growing. But God said he has the final say. God say victory is yours, but you got to be able to receive it. You got to be able to go through the process. You got to be able to keep on growing even when other people fall off, even when other people ain't standing with you, because God say, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And when God has given you a vision, when God has given you a mission, you got to stand on that thing. You can't just give up. Come on. Because it ain't looking like you thought it would. The beauty in us not receiving it the way we thought we should. God always has a way of making that thing even sweeter. And the beauty in that is you'll be like, I thought it was going to happen this way. I think about something in y'all life, and I know y'all can personally think of something in your life when you know that God did it, and God did it his way, the way only God could do it, and you're like, I'm so grateful it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. Whether that's you being in a relationship that you thought that would last. Listen, I can testify. There's relationships I've been in, and it's not about the people. It's about me and the part I played in them. So that's when we got to stop blaming people we're in a relationship with. I'm not saying don't heal from the things you've been through, because I've been through many things in past relationships. But I have had to own up to the part I played. Meaning, I had to stand up for who I was called to be for God. When you learn your worth in God, it's not that you better than nobody. You just start learning that God has not given us a spirit of being settling. God has not given us a spirit of fear. God has not given us a spirit of doubt. God has not given us a spirit of comparison. God has not given us a spirit of not being bold. God has not given us a spirit of letting what other people say to dictate how you gonna win. God has not given you a spirit of that. God has given you a spirit of victory. Ooh. God says, so what you gonna do to receive your victory? Are you gonna keep giving up every time you knock down? Or are you gonna say, oh, I failed? This is how you gonna say it to you. I failed, but I did not fall. I failed, but I did not fall. I failed, but this was not the end of my story. I may have messed up, but this is not the end for me. So you got to forgive yourself. You got to go to God and ask him to forgive you. And this is all of us. And the beauty and the forgiveness that God gives us. And like I said, I'm going to link that video that my pastor preached Sunday, y'all. Because when I tell you that word, it's going to speak to your spirit. God graces all of us each and every day. So we don't need to look at, oh, I did that yesterday, and say, oh, well, I'm going to be the same person because I made that same mistake. No. Say, I did what I did. I thought what I thought. I said what I said. I moved the way that I moved. This you talking to you. But God, help me and forgive me for that. And you got to really have a heart of forgiveness. And he will forgive you. And he'll help you forgive yourself too. So don't sit there in that mindset of, oh, I'm not good enough. God said, you are exactly who I needed you to be for the purpose that I given you. Because you going to do it the way that I know that only you can do it. Because I created you to do it the way that you going to do it. And God said, you going to have that holy bonus to it, that it ain't going to be no denying that he the one that's going to get the victory and the credit for what you do. Because it's going to be you looking at your life saying, look what the Lord has done. When the enemy thought that he came in like a flood. When the enemy thought that he still killed and destroyed. Whatever he thought he could still kill and destroy. When he thought. When we even thought the devil, he's stealing, he killing, and he destroying. God say, it's when he thought. That's when God come in with the greatness, infinite God that he is. There's so much we can say to this, so many words that's undescribable we can describe God. How he come in and he just only do it the way that God do it. And he make this thing look like, how did it happen? God said, because there's nothing impossible with me. Ooh. God said, because there's nothing impossible with me. Nothing. So God said, whatever that thing is for you, it played its part in your story. But that's when you got to say, it played its part. But now it's my responsibility. This you talking and squaring up with you. It ain't about, God keep telling me to say it because I'm going to be obedient. It ain't about what other people think. It ain't about them keeping record and score of your past. If they keeping all that record and score, that means they may not be working on their life. So let them keep record and score or whatever they doing. But you be busy, building and truly becoming the victorious you. If others with the messiness, the drama, the negativity, let them do what they do. And you say, I'm at a new level, a new stage of life. And I know I can't settle there, so I'm going to rise above that thinking. Even if you, like I told you, you got to pray to God and say, God, help me not to put this in my thoughts. Help me to not let this get my mind everywhere. Because you can pray to God with that. And he'll help you not be distracted. God said, it played its part in your story. Now is your time to play your part. Like tag you in. You. Not your neighbor. Not your best friend. Not your cousin. But you. God said, you've been crying for it. You've been knocking for it. You've been asking for it. So what are you going to do now that he has passed you the ball? Now that he is giving you the open door? Now he's tapping you on the shoulder. And he's telling you, now it's your turn. What you going to do with it? Ooh. So I want you to ask yourself that. What am I going to do with this new opportunity that God has given me? And you may say, what opportunity? God is giving you the opportunity to wake up to the victorious you. God say, I have never told you to settle. God say, I have never told you that greatness don't lie within you. God say, I have never told you that you don't have the victory. So God said, if you're hearing anything outside of that, then what are you listening to? Who are you watching? Because you have to condition your mind and what you're watching and to where you're going. That's where the newness come in. If you like God doing something new, I don't see it. I don't perceive it. That's when you have to open your spiritual muscle up. And you got to say, what is he doing in my life? I'm asking for the victory. I'm asking for the open door. I'm asking for the newness. And God said, perceive it. Look outside, y'all. It's about to be fall. Even nature is telling us that God is doing a new thing. But are you listening to the old things you used to listen to? Are you watching the old things you used to watch? God said that's because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a new result. The newness don't come, y'all, with watching and listening to the same things that's not growing you. And this is just me being real talk with y'all. And it's not being mean, just real talk on today. I'm being real with y'all. Because you can look past the newness and be complaining. God say, you don't see the newness. You see how your life is changing, meaning how I have put you in a season where certain people had to go bye-bye. And we be mad when they falling off. God say, God be confused. God like, you asked for the new. Nature is an example of what happens when God springs up a new thing in our life, y'all. Fall has to happen. Woo! Then winter. That's like isolation. Then spring. So if in this season, God is causing some people, some places, some mindsets to fall off, dry up and fall off, let it fall off. Because you're changing. Think about the colors of the leaves changing. As the colors of the leaves changing, they're falling off. So that's the same thing with our mindset. As our mindset matures, come on, and as it evolves, certain parts of our mindset, it dries up and falls off because that part of our ownness, it don't serve us. Ooh. And God said it can't serve you. Because what I'm doing in you, come on, that oldness has to go. And does it feel good, y'all? It don't. Because we be so used, the old version be so used of that being settled. But God said, I ain't gonna let you settle. So yes, he'll cause you to be uncomfortable. That's a part of the process too. When I would hear I always hear y'all hear me talking about them. My mentors, my life coaches, my pastor. When I would hear them lining up and they all saying the same thing, it ain't by accident. So I want you to start being more present about what God brings in your path about certain words. When you start seeing the same scriptures, you like, God, you just speaking. God said, yes, because I need your attention. Front and center. I don't need you to be distracted. Because a person can look at falling and say, I don't like this season. Stuff just be falling off. No, it's a beautiful thing because God is doing something new when it's shedding the old. Woo. So we don't need to complain when we prayed for this. Woo. Because God said you got to have some type of isolation because you need time with him. God said if you so consumed with the ways of the world, what the world think about, your mind is going to be worldly. But when you say, I really need to learn what this kingdom talk is, because this was me. I keep hearing you talking about kingdom. What does that mean? Is that a certain another religion? I'm going to be real, y'all. That's what I thought it was. God say, no. Kingdom is king. That's God. Dom is dominion. God has dominion. But if you don't have your eyes on God and what his word says and his promises, you won't understand what he means when he say newness. But that's why I break it down to y'all, because that's how I learn. And like I said, I'm not going to be on here long, but I know God told me to come up here and speak this word, y'all. And I'm just so grateful that he continuously pushes me past my comfort zone, pushes me past me wanting to go sleep in my bed. I could have curled up with my book, which I may read a page or two if I go to bed in a little bit. But I said, I got to still do what God called me to do. We are so busy with making excuses and be asking God to help us. And yes, he do come. But God still needs us to do work. We be waiting. God say, but what you doing while you waiting? Are you preparing yourself for it? So God say, when that open door comes, you can walk through it with the boldness that he has given you. You won't fold. You won't back up. You won't be intimidated. But you'll be able to say, this is that opportunity that I've been fighting for. This is that opportunity that I've been crying to God about. This is that opportunity that I've been building to become and grow into so that I can really walk into that open door opportunity that God has for me. So if you waiting on an opportunity, God say prepare and work on you. So as that door opens, not when, not if, but when that door becomes open for you, you're going to be able to walk in that thing victoriously. Because God say, I don't need you to be so broken that you don't feel like that door is for you. God say, when you didn't fought for it, when you didn't transform your mind and know that God did it, you will not let the naysayers, the enemies, negativity stop you. Because you know you fought with your good fight of faith. Woo! You going to know what you fought with. You fought with praying for people that was praying against you. You know you fought with your praise. You know you fought with your obedience. You know you fought with tears. You know you fought with letting go and letting things, people, places, and habits that had to go. You let it happen because you know that couldn't go with you to that new open door. So you need to prepare yourself. So when it happens, you don't feel like you got to explain to no hater, no negativity, people that don't understand why God did it for you. You ain't got to go doing no tit for tat with them. Like my coach, Latoya Okia, said. You ain't got to go tit for tat with people when they don't understand how God favors you. You will know what you fought with. Your faith, your faithfulness, your obedience, your tears. And you're going to be like, God, I'm just so grateful. Because this victory, that I've been waiting for, that you've been telling me that is mine, look what you have done. And you're going to be able to know who did it for you, because you're going to know who didn't leave you. You're going to know who didn't forsake you. You're going to know who opened that door for you, because you're going to know that you received what God promised you, your victory. So y'all keep receiving what God has for you. And you got to receive it now. Just like you know when your birthday comes, you're going to get a gift. Just giving an example. Well, God say, wake up every day with it being a new day, knowing that he going to give you a gift. And he gives us gifts each and every day, y'all. We just have to choose to receive them. The gift of peace, the gift of love, the gift of joy, the gift of happiness, the gift of life. So y'all be blessed. Y'all be encouraged. Thank y'all for watching this video. I just knew to come up here and just pour into y'all on tonight, all right? God say it played its part. But don't let what it played to keep replaying. Don't keep saying, oh, I went through this. I went through that. I went through this. I went through that. Don't keep on replaying that in your mind. Say, I went through that. Yes, that was me. But look what God is doing now. That's how you got to stand up within your testimony. Say, that test happened because now I have a testimony. Others try to dig up your past and they try to plot against. Be like, oh, that was a plot. But God had a plan in the midst of that plot trying you. So don't even let that distract you or detour you. All right. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be encouraged. It's been your motivational coach for the Kingdom of God, Coach Monica Stokes. For real, you decide to grow within you. Choose you. Don't wait on nobody else. Because God has a victory moment waiting for you. But he's waiting on you. Your faithfulness, your obedience, your push. And even if you crying through that thing, it's okay. But God said, cry through it to grow through it. But God said, do not allow the past to keep replaying it in your head. God say, start playing that victory moment in your mind. All right. Y'all be blessed.